Hello, one and all. This is Luckless Lovelocks. Welcome back to 999. I think I understand this system a little bit better, although I'm still a bit confused. So, as I understand it now, the locks, the keys in the locks are color-coded. So I happen to go through all of these white keys, which therefore unlocked this path. If I'd gone, say, down the right path and then gone all the way left last time, then I would have maybe gone down this ending. I believe that's how I understand it. I just happened to hit all these white keys along the way, which are kind of like digression dialogues. I happen to hit them. Therefore, I unlocked this path. I didn't unlock this though. So that's what, okay, so I'm assuming that since this is yellow and we haven't encountered any yellow keys, which is going to show, it's going to show the color of the keys, I think, if we, for this ending, I think once we go down this path. So I have to basically like finish the game, and then I think it's going to show us keys here if there are any. That I don't quite understand yet. But the point is that I think there might be a different ending here if I get all of the yellow keys before going to this ending. So basically what I want to do is, I think at this point is I want to go through all these question marks. And so I think I'm going to go straight down. Just straight down if I can to get all these question marks and just see what happens. And like, I still want to be blind on this, guys, because I think it's a lot more interesting for me and for you guys if I just like explore this and be surprised and be blind. And then once everything's unlocked, then I could go and like pick and choose what we're going to see. So that's kind of my plan right now. I think I'm going to go straight down through. This one looks unique because there's no branching at the bottom. So I don't know if that's means it's like heading to the true ending, or is this the true ending that we need to unlock? I don't know. I'll have to see all of the different keys in the locks before I kind of have a better idea of what's going on. And don't tell me, just let me, just let me finish. I don't mind if people kind of explain things like what the keys in the locks mean, but I don't want to know like what paths to go down and so on and so forth. I think it'll be more fun for me to just explore it, and I think it'll be more fun for you guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and play through the next two novel scenes and then choose this path. Well, this seems to be like the most unique path. I'm going to go straight down. We'll see where that takes us. From far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
So I'm assuming that Snake is still going to get quote-unquote murdered. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there.
Huh?
Ace, Santa, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door number 8. Or perhaps, to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Junpei, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately, he knew what she had meant.
Vacant?
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well...
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't. And Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
I'm kind of looking for clues on who could have murdered, or I mean, I mean, what's the point of even looking for clues? We don't even know what happened to Snake. If we're going by what Clover said later on, I'm getting the impression Snake didn't even die. So maybe there's no point in trying to figure out who murdered him. Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other two?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other two boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
All right, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Correct.
None.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, "Not me," and Santa just shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible!
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him!
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
So yeah, we split up, I think, and look around for him, right?
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon only two of them were left. Those two were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
Now, maybe we should change up. Oh, see? We did the casino last time. Maybe this changes things. First one that we go to matters, probably. Okay, well, let's just try the next one.
Oh, what about the first class cabin on B deck?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They took off up the stairs at a run. Everyone's running around now. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was, Wasn't she outside of the casino last time because we went there first? Oh no, not Clover. No, I'm thinking about Lotus. Yeah, it was Lotus that we ran into first. She was standing in front of the wall. Forget what I said. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What did Junpei do? Oh, interesting. Should we just go, let's go totally different? Leave her alone? Something told Junpei that Clever probably wasn't in much of a mood to talk. He leaned over and whispered quietly to June.
Maybe we should leave her alone.
Yes, I think you're right.
They turned and walked quietly down the stairs. Not interesting, okay. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
Did his best to push away the misery and depression and forced a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
And that's it. Okay, wow, that's interesting. So maybe all this order matters? I don't know. Maybe a different key is unlocked if we pick a different order. Let's just go casino last, since we went there first last time.
Let's head back to the large hospital room.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, that's probably the best idea.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Hey, wait. That's...
On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door. Pretty sure that's the same, right? That would be the door that Snake, whatever that was that Snake became, or whatever that fake Snake is, died, right? God. This game is so goddamn intriguing.
Santa?
Junpei paused. Watch him walk away without saying anything. I'm going all different. I mean, let's see what happens. Junpei turned around and walked away from Santa.
I doubt we'd learn anything from him anyway.
Just ignoring him. Or maybe this is just a way to, like, skip dialogue? I don't know.
Jumpy?
No, nothing. Let's go, June.
Junpei took June and left the large hospital room. Go next. I guess we went... Okay, so when we came here before, we went to the casino again just to see if anything changed, and then we just finished searching, right? So... Try the hallway?
Let's go have a look at the hall with all the rooms.
I'll go wherever you do. Let's go.
Can't remember what happened here. Is it just nothing? They quickened their pace and headed for the bow.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, further down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
Let Ace handle it, okay?
Why don't we just leave
rolling
this
with it.
area to Ace? We can go somewhere else.
I don't mind. But where?
Well, let's see.
Back to the casino.
Let's go take a look around the casino.
Okay, let's go.
They quickened their pace and headed for B-Deck. I'm getting the impression that it's probably just us being able to, like, skip dialogue. Let me just see. Yeah, we're still on this one. This is like me discovering, like, the game within the game, like figuring out all the paths and, like, what effect they have and all the different choices, what effect they have on the story. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Snake's not in your nails.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two.
Oh, so she just
Care to
goes...
hear it?
She just goes right into it. We don't even have the option. Oh, we can refuse.
No, that's all
See
right.
ya.
Let's go, June.
Junpei tugged June's arm and led her quickly back toward the stairs.
Was that okay? You don't think we should have listened to her?
No, I've got a pretty good idea what her proposal would have been.
Oh, okay.
We should be looking for Snake.
Huh.
Well, where should we go next?
So I'm assuming we've gone everywhere. If we go back to these other places, it's just going to be the same. But I'll just
Let's
try
go
that
back
though.
downstairs and check out that hallway with all the doors.
Together they ran down the stairs. Who knows? Maybe we do run into Snake or something.
Nobody's here.
Snake, of course, was nowhere to be found.
Let's look somewhere else.
But where?
Mm-hmm. Let's try.
Let's go check out the first-class cabin.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
They quickened their pace and headed for B deck.
No one's here. Maybe we'll have
Everyone's
more
gone.
luck somewhere else. But where? How about the casino?
Let's go take a...
Sorry, I'm just skipping through because this is obviously just going to be, oh, there's no one here.
Let's try somewhere else.
All right.
Hey, why don't we go back to...
Sure, let's go.
Here they ran down the stairs.
I don't think anyone is here. What next?
I'm just going to go, oh, God, I'm so tempted to just keep going through all the options.
Why don't we go check out the...
All right, let's...
It's just going to be nothing though, right?
No one's here. Maybe we'll have more luck, but where? How about the casino?
No, I did not
Let's
mean
go
to
take-
do that. I'm skipping through, and as a result, I'm going to places I didn't want to.
There's no one here. Let's try somewhere else.
Okay, I'm just gonna finish it off.
Hey, why don't we go back to the...
Sure, let's go.
Jun's like, are you crazy? Just running around like mad.
I don't think anyone is here. What next?
Okay, finish her. They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
And we can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped. I'm just thinking, like... Is it possible, like, the digital route of the doors that we go through, if they add up to 9, then that's, like, the right path?
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Just some kind of... It might just be me reading too much into it. Like a couple of you were saying after you played this game, or while you were playing it, you saw, like, digital routes everywhere and things adding up to 9 all over the place. I might just be having the same problem.
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Leave behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. It wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way that the numbers worked out. One group was 4, the other group would always have a digital route that didn't match a door. When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then, you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel!
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant! We shouldn't sacrifice anyone!
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, whoa, calm down, you two.
Santa stepped between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No! That's terrible!
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice 1 person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
Clover nodded once.
The motion carries.
Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote too.
That won't be necessary.
Okay, so it's still going to be A, okay. Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are
Everyone
you
has
saying?
an orgasm simultaneously.
No, you can't do that! That won't solve anything!
June's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against the wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace, with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already, D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Okay, let me just see. We're not over to the next part yet.
We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
I'm going to make this episode longer so I can get through the parts that we've already seen. And then the next episode will have the result of the decision we make. And I think I'm going through door number 7. As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once. I don't know if it's the right choice, but we'll see.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Junpei? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine! Forget about it! I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something!
She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
In it was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Soparol Beta. Soparol Beta.
Soparil Beta. What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace!
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
You feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again. But this time he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told them he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste.
That funky music going. Oh yeah.
Right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke up.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step toward 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Who, me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off. I'm trying to... trying to remember the last bit. I know we went with Lotus here. Oh yeah. The last bit it was with Clover and Ace, wasn't it? That was like the captain's quarters. I thought I went with 7 for this section. Isn't this the section with the operating room? I thought this like kind of matched up with the doors, so I guess I'm picking 8. Maybe I should go with 3 because I know for sure that we haven't gone through there.
All right, who's next?
I'm pretty sure I went through 8 last time. Yeah. I think I picked 7. Either 7 or 3. I'm gonna go with 7. Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
Oh, it's gonna tell me which one I picked, right? Last time, I think. Junpei's mind was already made up. Yeah. I thought I picked 8 last time. So if we go 8, then we're going with Lotus. Pick 3. Who am I gonna be going with? Shit. I have to admit, 3 has to be the most curious because that's where Snake's body is. Oh man. I'm closing my eyes. Oh, wait, what just happened? I was holding down up because I wanted it to be random, but apparently if you hold down up, it goes back in the dialogue. Shit. Do I have a coin here? I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna go with tails will be 3, heads will be 8. It's tails. Okay, we're going 3.
I want to go through door number 3. Nope, you can't.
Oh.
Huh? Why? Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3. Why? The bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I probably should have known that.
There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8. That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door. I see. That means one team would get left behind. That's right. That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8? No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7.
Okay. So it would be Santa, myself, and Lotus.
And 3, 6, and
Going
8
through
go
7.
through 8.
Okay.
Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So wait, there's two options for us to go through 7. It could be Santa or it could be Clover. Oh, 7 already picked 7 though, right? So it's gonna be Clover.
Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here. Wait.
That was when Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams. 3, 5, 8, and 4, 6, 7. Plan B divides into 2 teams. 4, 5, 7, and 3, 6, 8. Plan C divides into 2 teams. 3, 6, 7, and 4, 5, 8.
But that means
There was one thing they all had in common.
5 and 6 can never be on the same team. If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
June and Junpei had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do?
have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die. So what are you gonna do?
Can I still choose 3?
7 or 8? Time to choose.
Junpei thought hard. Thinking it over, his conclusion was... We can do it! I'm doing it! Taking the risk!
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3. What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door? I'm just...
Junpei paused. Oh, this is great! He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3, that's all. That doesn't explain shit! I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With that, he began walking toward the door. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped. Okay, now I'm like super into this.
I'm curious about the red.
Seven, would you mind authenticating for me?
What? Why?
Please, just do it.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks.
The number 7 has been entered into the red.
Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Junpei, what are you trying to figure out?
Yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I might have found another way out.
What?
What?
Really?
That got them excited. Just as Junpei had intended.
Now please, June.
Oh, okay.
So this must be like one of the... Oh, we're going down, we're already down the path. Oh, that's awesome. We're down like this crazy path. I've already like gone down like the wrong path. The path that I didn't intend to go down. Oh. All right, well, since that's the case then, I'm gonna wrap up this episode here and we're gonna see what happens on the next one. I'm so excited. This is Luckless Lovelocks signing off for now, and I love you all.